time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, folks, they've given over $160, maybe $180,000 in scholarships since 2001. It's the Civic Partnership Technical Scholarships. And yes, folks, this is something that you could be involved with. It's a great opportunity for our people in this area, and it helps our area. Each year we have a show. We talk about the Civic Partnership Technical Scholarships, and we have on the show today Bob Skulsky, who is the Executive Director of the Greater Hazleton Area Civic Partnership, and John Madden, who is the Scholarship Chair for this particular thing. But folks, it's a technical scholarship, and what it is, it's something that really helps the community. There's a lot of great things happening in the Greater Hazleton area. The Downtown Alliance, the scholarship program, the Civic Rails and Trails, a lot of great things we have in this area, folks, and I'm glad to see that the community is beginning to become positive again, and it's a great thing. So let me get to my guests today. John and Bob, how are you guys?
Very good.
Very good.
Always nice to see you. You get younger and I'm getting older. How does this work? I understand this. Yeah. John, how's Penn State doing?
Penn State's doing fine.
Yeah, do you miss it?
I did. I miss the people.
Yeah.
Great people.
Yeah, well, certainly things are doing well with the colleges in our area. I was with Father Ryan the other day, and he tells me King's is doing fine, Penn State's doing fine, and Wilkes College. So I mean, it's things are doing fine.
A lot of good higher education in this region. In fact, very large number of colleges in this area.
It's amazing how many we have in this area. Bob, the Civic Partnership. For those people who may not understand what it's about, could you give me an overview of what it is?
Well, we were formed back in 1999 after we had Zogby International come in and do a study of our area to see how we could improve the area. So, we're all volunteers for the most part. We have over 250 volunteers doing various different projects. And we've done many projects that we started and completed, but right now our active projects are, of course, the Greater Hazleton Rails and Trails, our scholarship program that we're going to be talking about today, and we have the Gateway program still going on, and we have Black Creek Township Alumni Association. So, that's our active projects, but, our state representative has somebody come in, they want to start a 501c3 for a small project or something, they'll send them over to us. Our board will decide if they fit within our mission statement of making the Greater Hazleton area the best place to live, learn, work, worship, and play. If they do, then we take them under our wing until they complete their project.
So, Bob, your background, what is your background?
I was a longtime federal employee, 37 years, worked all over the country. I worked out of Washington, D.C. for 5 years, St. Louis, Missouri, and Tobian Army Depot for the rest of my career.
And the reason I ask you that is and I'm going to ask John the same question, is that, why did you get involved? Because I'm certainly they pay you like $400,000 a year.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But so why did you, as an individual person, become involved in helping the community? Because sometimes people always wonder, well, what's it in for me? What's it in for them? Okay, when really, well, you tell me.
Well, when I retired from Tobian Army Depot in 1999, I didn't just want to go out and retire and do nothing, So I worked out at the University of Scranton for 2 years in their small business area, which was very enjoyable. After that, it was a federal contract, and we, lost the money. I had the opportunity to become executive director of the Civic Partnership. They were looking for someone. And I guess what really drove me into that, I've been always an outdoors type all my life, and the Hazleton Rails and Trails, which was just an idea at that time, a good idea, and I wanted to follow through with it. So here I am, and I think like a lot of retired people, you get so involved. I mean, I have a lot to do with 6 grandchildren, and that I don't have to be spending the time I do in the office, but I just enjoy doing it, and it's something I like doing, and I just see myself continuing until that 16 miles of trail is done, and scholarship program, everything is on a good even keel, and we're
And it's exciting because you see how the city is progressing, and it is a great place to live. When you don't do something, if you're not involved with a hobby, some people will understand, well, it's a nice hobby. When they start doing the hobby, it's, wow, this is exciting, like Rails and Trails. Yeah. When you use the place, okay, it's like, wow, this is fabulous. And we're going to do a show on that, just so, and as I was mentioning prior to our start here, I'd like to go on location so we could show all that stuff. So when you're looking at, the city right now, we had Chris Don and Neil D'Angelo talking about the Downtown Alliance and what we're doing, and it's so exciting, John and Bob, because at the meeting we had all the people who invested in downtown. We had the Felons, we had Carmen DeLise, we had Dreyfus, we had everyone. I don't want to miss anybody, but everybody who was involved in the city was there. George Hayden, his son, and not just to give back to the community, okay? As we're doing with the scholarship program, as you're doing with Rails and Trails, as you're doing with all the other things. But Hazleton is really, the greater Hazleton area has a lot to offer. When you're looking at the scholarship program, John, it's a technical scholarship, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I said when we started, there was, since 2001, how many people have been involved?
We've given out 25 scholarships in 2001.
Okay, so when I mentioned about 150, I mean, I don't have the exact number. There's over 100, close to $200,000 that you've been giving out. A little later on, when we come back, I want to be able to give thanks to the people who contribute this money. But let's talk about the history of this technical scholarship. And why do you say technical?
Well, it's kind of interesting. There's a high unemployment rate in this area, which you know. But also, employers can't find people who have certain skills, largely technical skills. There's a real shortage of people who can, for example, keep the wheels turning in the plants in Humboldt. In fact, one of the reasons this got started is Jack St. Pierre's, his family foundation, put up the money for the first scholarship and have continued to support it because he was unable to find an industrial maintenance technician for his plant. He couldn't find one anywhere. And there are programs around here to train people for that. It's not even a degree program. It's a certificate program. It's offered, I know, by McCann and now by Penn State. I think maybe by LCC. I'm not sure if they have it right now. But it's available, but people didn't go into it. They just have misconceptions about technical training. It's a very desirable form of training. It doesn't even result in a degree. We've had a whole spectrum, though, from that, a certificate program, all the way up to a 4-year degree, which we've given out scholarships to baccalaureate engineering students, too. And we also include medical technologies, which is a shortage of also in this area. So it's a really broad scope of computer technology, engineering, manufacturing, all those kinds of technologies are acceptable for applicants. Staying on that same vein, when we started the community college, okay, and I was a chairman of the board for 10 years, the purpose of the community college was to meet the needs of the needs of the county. So if we needed plumbers, we should train plumbers. If we need electricians, we should train electricians. It was to see what do we need here. So this seems to be the same situation that we have in the greater Hazleton area with the scholarship program, because you have people that may need certain technical knowledge. Right. And so now, what are the areas, the technical areas, if someone's interested in applying for this scholarship, what are the areas that someone could apply? And I guess there's no age limit here, right? No. What you say is very true. Let me back up just a second. LCC, also Penn State, also other colleges provide a lot of the training that's needed, but you need a push. You need a push to get somebody to enter those fields. And people have a misconception. It's been around for a long time. It's national. That say being a mechanical engineering technician is a dirty job, like working on a car is a dirty job. And people don't want that for their kids. Actually, you're much more guaranteed a job with that kind of training than you are sometimes with being a baccalaureate engineer. Absolutely. Yeah. It's kind of a lot of the students also in high school that are with this great book called The Forgotten Middle. The kids who are not the superstars academically, but who also are not in special ed, who just don't really get the special attention they need. A lot of those kids could track into these kinds of careers and do quite well for themselves. And it's just a matter of they don't do it. They don't realize what's there for them. So we're trying to provide the push with the scholarship so that they will enter those fields, to encourage them to do it and provide some support for them to go into them. So what areas, okay, can I apply for, okay? almost anything technical, particularly mechanical, electrical, which would include what's called an industrial maintenance technician, which is a program that can be done in less than a year. You get a certificate at the end of that. 2, you could have an associate degree in, say, electrical engineering technology. You could have a baccalaureate degree in electrical engineering technology, or in electrical engineering if you want, or mechanical engineering, or industrial engineering. You could go for radiographic technology. You could go, which is medical.
Yeah.
You could go for, we've given out to med tech, medical technology students. We've supported them. We've supported people who want to enter into medical assistance, people who want to be medical assistants. There's a lot of computer technology involved, record keeping there. There's a shortage of people who have those skills. We've supported them too.
Yeah,
It's a wide range.
In fact, our first person that we gave a scholarship to right now has a local business in HVAC, heating, ventilating, air conditioning. So it covers the whole realm of different technical enterprises, if you will.
And the idea is these people, when they're required to stay here 3 years and work in the area after they complete their requirements, that hasn't really been a problem of finding positions for them, which they found for themselves, but it hasn't been a problem. But the idea is they put down roots, and we want those people to stay here. That's the point.
The interesting thing about this is that there are some people think they have to have a certain college degree or a certain a cumulative average, etc. This is not the case. Am I correct?
It depends on what you want to do, but there are a lot of careers you can track for which don't depend on a college degree. My son, in fact, I sent him off to Penn State. He didn't finish. He started working instead, and now college is not even of interest to him. He's very busy, very successful, doing quite well. He's got a lot of education. He's got what he needs.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a degree, though.
And that's what I like about this. So it's an opportunity. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the conditions and how do you apply. Well, first of all, folks, we're talking about the Civic Technical Scholarship. And I'm going to put a phone number up there. Maybe Andy already did. It's 455-1509. Well, of course, the area code is 570-455-1509. And it's civicpartnership.com. You have a talent, you're looking for a job. This is a great opportunity for you to get information, okay? And don't worry about your age, folks. We'll be able to, whatever you think the qualifications are, they'll give you as much advice as possible. We'll come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this exciting program. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us, folks. Over $150,000, $160,000 given away on the Civic Partnership Technical Scholarships. You're watching the Sam Lesante Show. Incidentally, folks, 24/7, all of our programs are there. It was interesting. Last week I was going through our website and I was looking at some of my Sam Lesante shows I did about 2 years ago. And I thought they were so exciting that we're now playing some of those interviews I had with Robert Vaughn and Cliff Robertson and Holmes and those people. They were interesting. My email, sam@ssptv.com. And I have to tell you something, folks, on a personal note, we are so excited about our FYI News 13, SSP TV and the Standard Speaker. It's been overwhelming what's happening because now the community can be involved with our information. And that's why we called it FYI, to bring you information during the community. Now, anything that you're doing, you have the opportunity of coming on FYI. And the team has been great. The results have been through the roof. I want to thank you so much as the CEO of this company for responding as much as you did. And we have an interesting surprise coming in the next couple of weeks about FYI. It's just growing in leaps and bounds. Our partnership with the Standard Speaker has been great. And they've been just so fabulous with us, and I appreciate that. My guest today, Bob Skulsky, who is Executive Director of the Greater Hazelton Civic Partnership, and John Madden, no stranger to the area, who is Chair of this technical scholarship. Okay, so you've had 25 people applied since 2001. What have been the results?
Well, of those 25 people we awarded scholarships to, 21 have either completed their requirements and are worked in the area for at least 3 years, or are on track to do so. So I think it's just a terrific rate of success. we've only had then 4 people that have fallen off the track
Fabulous.
over that period of time.
All right, so I'm interested in finding out about the scholarship. I call the number 455-1509, and I'm interested in maybe air conditioning or a technical. Okay,
Right.
But maybe I'm not. I don't know what I'd like to do, but I do want to get involved in some technical aspect. What kind of guidelines?
Okay, if you're, well, the guidelines, you apply and we'll tell you whether or not you qualify, or get on the phone and give us a call. But also, if you're a high school student, you ought to talk to your guidance counselor or talk to somebody in the Career Center to see.
If you're a high school student.
If you're a high school student, sure, and get that professional counseling advice. What are the possibilities for you? How does your skill set match different kinds of careers? What could you do with your career, with your life? And those counselors are particularly in the Career Center, are very interested in finding a track that works for you. I know that they personally are interested. They have a personal investment in it. They really care about it. If not that, and you can be a college student and apply too. You can go to a college and you can check out a program. If you're interested in, say, a particular program, one thing you can do is talk to some of the faculty who teach the program. They're usually happy to talk to you, and they'll give you advice from their experience working in the field.
So, John, I started college. I could afford it. It wasn't for me, but I'm still interested in doing something. This is a great opportunity for people to pick themselves up again.
Right, absolutely. It's also great for somebody who's an industrial worker, a line worker at a local plant.
Exactly.
They can move up and get a much better job, and also they can go anywhere in the world once they get that training.
Again, in our area, we have high unemployment, but of course we have a need for technical jobs.
Exactly.
So we have this dichotomy here. It's, we have all these people are not working, but we have jobs available to them now to be able to put this together, correct?
I'm really happy we have a scholarship. We can do something about it.
Yeah.
That's what it's really about.
Now, if I'm interested, okay, and I'm going to go to the website, which is the civicpartnership.com, and Bob, I'm going to call you up and say, look, I'm interested in some kind of technical work. I guess the average payroll salaries of technicians, I mean, believe me, some of them do very well, okay, with their talents, and this is a starter for them, correct, Bob?
Exactly. Yeah, if anyone has questions, they call me. Typically, I'll guide them right to our scholarship application.
Okay.
We do have a lot of information there. Then if they have any questions beyond that, they'll get back to me. We've been talking about, people we're going to give scholarships to all along, but I know if it wasn't for a lot of companies in our area, a lot of foundations, we would not be able to give out this money.
And John, you have a list here. Now, folks, these are people that have contributed, okay, to help the area, and I really want to give them just credit because, believe me, all of these people, they're giving money to them. So there's, as John said, we have trying to raise money to give the scholarships, and then trying to get you to become involved. John, who are those people?
This is going to take a while, but I'm really happy
care.
to do it. Arc Electric, Ashtec, Bemis, Cargill Meat Products, First Federal Foundation, Hershey Foods, International Paper Company, PPL Utilities, the St. Pierre Foundation, they were behind it from the start, Summit Manufacturing, Temple Inland Paperboard, Thorin Caging, UGI Utilities, and some individuals have all contributed to this. To
So
funds of this
if I'm out there and I want, and I want to contribute, but I don't want any praise, if I want to give up $500 or $1,000 towards, or $100 just to help people out, I could do that. I'm sure you'll accept it, correct?
Well, absolutely.
Okay. And I think sometimes people would like to help other people. God helps those who helps themselves to a degree, and I think we have the opportunities of doing that. I think with the Civic Scholarship Technical Program, John, there's opportunities. So how do we get someone out there who is on the fence? They're a little depressed, they don't have a job, they had a job, they went to school, they dropped out of school. How do we get them to be excited about getting involved, John?
One of the things we do is we come on this show.
The opportunities are, so what else? What else do we do?
We work with all the counselors in all the schools in the greater Hazleton area, public, private. We work with academic programs also. We contact faculty. We contact administrators in local colleges.
We go to Career Day. We have a display set up to let people know what we're doing.
I made a presentation to all the graduating seniors at the Career Center. They were very nice, gave us about 15 minutes to talk to them about it. They're behind it too. So we try to get the word out as best we can. This is one of the things we do. We write a letter to the editor as a standard speaker.
Yeah.
They publish a little story about the scholarship.
Sure.
So we also give, the awards are given very publicly at an awards dinner. That's also a form of publicity.
So how many scholarships you have available this year?
We hope to have 3. We'll have at least 2.
Okay. So, and they're anywhere from $0 to $6,000?
Well, actually, they're typically, the award is usually $3,000 a year for 2 years.
Okay.
Now, some programs only run a year, so
Okay.
that student's going to get $3,000.
Okay.
Some programs run 4 years, they're going to get $6,000. If they stay with it, maintain the grade point average, meet the requirements.
Have you ever been in a situation when you had more applicants and couldn't give them scholarships?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
but we need more good applicants. They're hard to get. It's really paradoxical. There are good jobs out there, but people don't go to get the training they need to fill those jobs.
And folks, all you have to do is pick the phone up and call. Call Bob up and say, I'm interested in this, or if you know someone, folks, and you're watching the show and you know someone who needs a job, a technical job, you just tell them to call the number. It's 455-1509 and just get information. When you're talking about, okay, so let's assume you get 6 great applicants, but you could only have enough money for 2, right? Or 3. So there's where, if we could get more money into the situation, okay,
Absolutely.
we could help more people, all right? So there may be some companies out there now, or someone knows of a company or individuals who may want to help, and make a donation to this,
And in fact, we attract individual students with individual companies. We're doing one right now with Hershey, where we have an individual student that they are sponsoring, and there's maybe some real career opportunities for that student at that firm. So we've already done that once with Cargill also, so they permanently hired. They took over the scholarship in the second year. They just assumed it themselves. They hired that person. He's still working there. So that's the best outcome we can come up with.
Folks, I'm talking to John Madden. You remember John from Penn State. He's still active and doing well. Why he does all the work he does, I have no idea. Bob Skulsky, who is around, he's the Executive Director of the Greater Hazleton Civic Partnership. Phone number, 455-1509. We'll be back right after this. So, folks, it's called the Civic Partnership Technical Scholarship. John Madden's here and Bob Skulsky's here. So, John, how does one apply for this scholarship?
If you're in high school, secondary school, see your counselor, your career counselor. If not, give a call to the Civic Partnership. Call Bob Skulsky right here, or go to the website for the Civic Partnership, and you can apply there. The form's there. You can download it. But just get in touch with us and do it. The deadline is May 15th. We don't want to miss that.
No age group. No, we don't concern
All
about
ages.
All ages.
We've taken returning adults. We've taken adults who have never been to college. We've taken people who didn't finish school. All different people who want to go into the career, who can train for it. That's who we want.
Hear that, folks? That applies to you. Anyone out there, there's a great opportunity for you, folks. And I'm hoping that we get some, just give them a call. The only thing you have to do is give them a call, 455-1509, or go to civicpartnership.com. Learn about it. You have some great opportunities here, a good opportunity to have a great future because Greater Hazleton is really raising up the bar. It's exciting. The alliance, everything's happening. Bob, thank you as usual for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're more than welcome, and thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to get
Well,
the
John
word
calls
out.
me. He says, if I don't go on the show, we got some problems, so I have to
Right,
listen. No, John, thank you so much for
My
coming
pleasure.
on the show. And enjoy whatever retirement you have. Enjoy it.
This is fun. This is good stuff.
That's good. Remember, folks, 247ssptv.com. My email, sam@ssptv.com. Civic Partnership number again, 455-1509 with the area code 570. And the civicpartnership.com. We'll see you next time.